best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to be, yeah. You wanna find me, yo, I'm in the front row. Got 2 tickets on me, I'm in the front row. The best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to be, yeah. So what's colder than ice and even hotter than a flame? I'll be in the front row. The best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to be, yeah. You wanna find me, yo, I'm in the front row. Got 2 tickets on me, I'm in the front row. The best place to be, I'm in the front row.
Look at my journey, this is just the beginning. Rock and roll with the Fredo Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome live to the Fredo Show here, live from Los Angeles here on In the Front Row, where we bring you the best view in sports live on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitter. So make sure you subscribe right now. If you're watching on YouTube, Periscope, or Twitter, follow us, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you tune in every single Sunday, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, only on In the Front Row. And of course, you see the logo right above me. I'm going to let you guys know real quick. Get Lace, laces.com, guys. Use the promo code Fredo, Fredo, and you get 25% off your full order, guys. They got amazing laces that are just perfect for your style, especially here in Los Angeles, guys. They got all sorts of colors, phrases, anything you need, especially if you're a Black Mamba fan, you need those Mamba mentality laces, go to laces.com, get those Mamba mentality laces, and they're amazing. They're going to look nice on your shoes, guys. So go check them out. Again, guys, we're here live. It's 4th of July. I'm hearing fireworks as I'm speaking to you guys right now. I'm listening to fireworks outside, so I know a lot of people are out there enjoying their time, as I was earlier today, enjoying some time here with some family. But now it's back to business. We're here to bring you the latest in the sports world. Of course, we got a lot going on. I want to really talk to you guys about the Clipper matchup. Of course, you know, the Clippers got eliminated on Wednesday night here live at the Staples Center, as I was there live, just right behind the courts. I was literally a few feet away from Steve Ballmer, owner of the Clippers. I'm going to talk to you guys about that game because I'm not going to let the Clippers get away with this. I am not going to let the Clippers get away with this. You guys want to talk all that smack? Oh, we made it to the Western Conference Finals. Oh, we made it to the Western Semifinals. Oh, we made it further than the Lakers did. You did. But did you win something? No, I don't think so. You didn't win a damn thing. The Lakers won the championship last year. They were in the NBA bubble. They won the championship. They didn't choke 3-1 to the Denver Nuggets like you guys did. I'm going to talk about the Clippers a little later in the show as well. The Dodgers are on fire right now. 9 wins in a row, which, you know, it is somewhat. We didn't see the Dodgers doing this a few weeks ago. They were just on a terrible run, as Trevor Bauer is on a terrible run right now of himself. He is 4 days away from depending whether the MLB and the Dodgers will make a choice, which I did get from a source. I'm going to share this with you guys a little bit later as well. They did mention that maybe Trevor Bauer did pitch his last game as a Dodger. I'm going to talk a little bit about that a little later as well. NBA Finals prediction. Now we got the NBA Finals up and set this Tuesday night. Game 1, NBA Finals live from Phoenix, Arizona. We got the Milwaukee Bucks against Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and the Suns. We do not know yet at the moment whether Giannis Antetokounmpo will be in the lineup Tuesday night. We're going to go ahead and get my live reaction. And I'm going to give you guys my prediction because I already got my prediction up and ready. I already got it up and ready. So I'm wondering what you guys are going to say about this right now. And shout out to my Profanity Nation podcast people out there, man. I appreciate you guys, what you guys have done. And I know we got something in the works right now. Me, myself, Fredo Cervantes, Profanity Nation, we do got something in the works. And as I'm speaking about the Profanity Nation right now, I want to let you guys know, go on the Profanity Nation Instagram link, on their link on their bio. If you're looking to watch Space Jam 2, The New Legacy, if you're looking into watching that before anybody else in Los Angeles or anybody in the world, check their link out. They got a special viewing, which I will be there. I'm going to be out there supporting Profanity Nation live from LA Live at the LA Live movie theater right across the street from the Staples Center. They're going to be having a special viewing Space Jam. They're going to have amazing gifts, promotions, giveaway, and who knows, maybe LeBron's going to be there. Who knows? But check them out, guys. I definitely will be there to watch that amazing viewing because I can't wait for Space Jam. I cannot wait. But one other thing I cannot wait for is my very special guest. I have a very, very special guest with us here today. A lot of you guys are going to get a chance to know him, and we'll be following him from this day moving forward. I can just call him by his first name, Brandon. But Brandon got a lot of great insight. He is a great basketball mind. He also played a lot of basketball in high school, and I've known this guy. We were actually talking earlier today, and we know we've known each other for maybe since 2004, since we were both in 7th grade, as we both attended middle school and high school together. So Brandon Rodriguez will be here live on the Fredo Show very, very soon. So stay tuned. He's going to be bringing you some insight on what's going on in the basketball world. I know he's going to have his own prediction on the NBA Finals this year. We're on the same boat with Brandon and myself here. So real quick, I do want to talk to you guys real quick. Absolutely. Of course, guys. Absolutely. We got to go ahead and check out the Profanity Nation out there. And your boy Malik is back here with us. With the Hawks being eliminated, do you see Big O playing with the Ball brothers in the Drew League? I definitely do. Because LiAngelo Ball actually put this up on his social media. He did say that he wanted the Chino Hills squad that was back in 2015 at the Drew League. So Melo Ball, he's going to play. Lonzo Ball is going to play. And LiAngelo Ball will play at the Drew League alongside with maybe Eli Scott, who Eli Scott was another member of the Chino Hills starting 5 a few years ago, who is currently attending LMU here in Southern California. And Big O, yeah, Big O is playing with the Atlanta Hawks, who just got eliminated. And I'm pretty sure Big O, former USC center, will be playing with the BBB Big Baller team here at the Drew League. So stay tuned, guys. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Fredo Cervantes. I'm going to be bringing you guys the latest on the Ball family, on the Ball situation, which I will be talking about them a little later today. But I do want to open up my show real quick, guys. Real quick. I do want to open up my show before I bring in my very special guest, Brandon Rodriguez, here on the show. I do want to talk a little bit about the Dodger situation. Right now, the Dodgers are 9-game winning streak. They're doing very, very good. They're on a good run. Longest of the year. Their longest winning streak of the year was 8 wins, and now they made it 9 wins with today's victory over at Washington, D.C. with the 4-game sweep. Impressive, amazing. They visited the White House this weekend as well. Great performance out there, especially shout out to my guy, Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly showing some very good love with that mariachi jacket he had out there. But the Dodgers are not in the place where they wanted to be heading into the All-Star break, which we are looking into the All-Star break. I'm still upset about that. No Dodgers starters in the All-Star game. That is bullshit. No All-Star starters for the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is total BS. That is BS out there. But the Dodgers are not in first place right now. And the Dodgers have never been in this situation over the last 6-7 years heading into the All-Star break. It's always been ahead. The Giants surprisingly have been having a pretty good year so far. And let's not forget about the San Diego Padres. We've been seeing a lot of great work from the San Diego Padres this year. So it's going to be pretty good and exciting to see how the second part of the season of Major League Baseball ends up here as Trevor Bauer, starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, it is on MLB paid leave. He is on paid leave right now due to MLB investigation on Trevor Bauer, a sexual assault case, as he is being accused of some sexual assault, which MLB is investigating right now. Earlier today, Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic put up an article earlier today and did mention that possibly Trevor Bauer will no longer pitch for the Los Angeles Dodgers, which this is going to be a front office decision. This is not an MLB decision. This is a front office decision. And someone did mention to me within the team, they did mention to me, which I'm going to put out here because certain information I don't like to put out there. I don't like to put any negativity out there because, like I mentioned, I will be writing a book soon. I have a lot of things that I can never say on social media. I can never say on live streaming on any sort of platform. But I can always say to a few friends when I'm not being recorded on camera. But one person did tell me 2 days ago that there is a few players, and I'm gonna mention, I don't want to throw in the name out there, but Justin Turner's wife, Justin Turner, and other players' families are not happy with the situation with Trevor Bauer. They're not happy with the sexual assault, him being accused of that situation. So that is something that they are saying. So I do want to let you guys know a few players' wives and families, according to a source, are not happy with Trevor Bauer's situation right now. So whether Trevor Bauer will be back on the team, because he was not part of the championship team last year. He was not a part of that. He was part of a major deal this offseason. But will Trevor Bauer pitch another game for the LA Dodgers this season? Source said he don't believe so. So I know Brandon follows the Dodgers as well, so we'll be talking to Brandon right now when we come back here live on the Fredo Show, brought to you by Get Lace, laces.com. Use that promo code Fredo, get 25% off. And we got West Coast Podcast. Shout out to my guy Brandon. There it is. Brandon, they waiting for you. And I am also waiting for you. So we'll be back here live on the Fredo Show soon. I'm here with Clipper Darrell. I just got to pay up. Thank you very much, Lakers, for our opening day loss. And I'm just going to get
and it's going to be another Christmas day loss, man. Just get down, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Right.
Come on, baby. 1, 2, 3,
Can I get a water
4,
4,
5, 6, 7. Let's go. Hey, let's go.
Thank you, LeBron.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
KCP.
Come on. PG.
Okiyefa Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Top quality, unique, signature, fresh, trendy. Our shades provide significant UV light protection for eyes, and we have the best customer service around. The freshest and trendiest styles for both men and women. The finest shades to fit your style. Okiyefa Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Visit www.okiyefashades.com. That's OKIYEFA Shades.com. Or on IG or Facebook at Okiyefa Shades. Or on Twitter at DJ Ebrog.
Yeah, that's right. I upgraded my lifestyle, and now it's time for you to do the same. Use promo code Fredo, Fredo, and get 15% off today. Okiyefa Shades. Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Fredo Cervantes, right here. I got the one and only, the LiAngelo Ball, the championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. And wait a second. Clipper Darrell, where you at, man? I thought you supposed to be me. Weren't you the one talking all this smack all year long that we're gonna have a LiAngelo Ball? LiAngelo Ball my ass, Clipper Darrell. Check this bad boy out. This is number 17th. How many do you have? 0. I hope you guys can get one and get out of the second round at least. Thank you, Clipper Darrell. Yes, and I hope you can get out of the Western Conference Finals next year, Clipper Darrell, because congratulations to the Clippers. You guys made it further than you guys ever made it in the past 51 years. So I know I'm definitely going to talk to my guy Brandon Rodriguez, which he is coming up right now. We got his supporters out here already. We got the phenomenal Ali. I heard my guy Brandon was making an appearance on the show, so let's go. Ready for those hot takes. We definitely waiting for him. And he is a Dodger fan, though. I hate to see it. Bronx Bombers. So we got the Yankees are in the house right now. And the other gentleman that is in the house right now, I got the one and only Brandon Rodriguez. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Are you
thanks for
there?
having me.
Brandon, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, man, welcome to the show, man. You're live here on the Fredo Show. So, Brandon, let the people know real quick because you got some of your guys here waiting.
Yeah.
So, do you know who these people are?
Yep, that's my boy Knock. Um, hate to say he's a Yankee fan, but he's in LA though, so I'm sure he'll open up to them Dodgers real soon.
He definitely should open up to the Dodgers, man. You got your West Coast podcast as well. Shout out to my guy Brandon. They
Hey,
are
West Coast
showing the love
podcast.
here, Brandon. So real quick, Brandon, let's tell the people real quick before we get started because I do definitely want to talk a lot about some basketball, some baseball as well with you. But let's get the people a little bit of background. Brandon, I've known you, and we talked about this a little earlier today. I've known you since seventh grade.
Yeah,
Since seventh grade, we both attended Rivera Middle School here in the city of Pico Rivera, which I still reside here. I still love the
awesome.
city. Are you still here?
I am not. I'm currently in Echo Park right now. I'm like a couple miles away from Dodger Stadium, actually.
Oh, that's right. That's right next to
I,
Dodger
s-
Stadium.
I still got love for Pico though.
Yeah,
You gotta rep Pico all the time wherever you go. So I'm sure everyone from Pico has the same feeling, you know.
right. So I'm out of here soon, very, very soon as well. I've been loving the city. I left and came back and whatnot, but it's amazing. So real quick, we have a history from back in the days. I know we were talking about since 2004. But
Yeah,
I have not personally seen you over almost 8-7 years since we were both playing basketball. I believe we were playing basketball at the local basketball gym here in the city of Pico Rivera. So it's been
yeah,
quite some time. So we definitely will touch base on what your background and everything else you got going on. I was very surprised with everything else you got going on. So we will be talking to the people a little later. But real quick, I want to
sure.
get into the basketball term. I want to talk basketball already with you because I want to get your insight. And people
Okay, let's get in it. Let's go.
want to get your hot take on what Brandon has to say. So real quick, I just talked about the Clippers right now. The Los Angeles Clippers, for the first time in 51 years, they made it to the Western Conference Finals, but lost to the Phoenix Suns, being down 3-1. They lost at 3-2 in Game 6 this past Wednesday night here at the Staples Center. Brandon, what was your first reaction when the Clippers first made it to the Western Conference Finals, then got eliminated in the Western Conference Finals?
Well, honestly, I was shocked that they got that far. I expected them to lose to Utah with
You weren't the only
injury.
one, Brandon.
Yeah, honestly, with the injury to Donovan Mitchell, that hurts. I think a lot of the playoffs has to do with injuries up to this point. That's why the Hawks got so far, in my opinion. That's why the Lakers lost in the first round. But no, as a Laker fan, I can't say anything. I can't say that this is a Mickey Mouse championship or anything. I think this is a legit championship, and the Clippers legitly lost in the Western Conference Finals, and that was great to see. Honestly, I as a Laker fan, as someone that isn't a big fan of Steve Ballmer or the Clippers, I gotta say that was really nice to watch.
Right. Yeah, it definitely was very nice to watch. As I had to be there in Game 6. It was a last minute call. I was working throughout the day, and it was like 3 o'clock. Game started at 6. And I was just thinking about the circumstances. I was like, wow. Well, if the Clippers lose today, they're going to be eliminated. All their fans live at the Staples Center. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a ticket. And I was at the Valley because I work in the Valley out in Encino. So I was driving from Encino down to the Staples Center, got there 5:45-ish, got in my seat. I was sitting about 40 feet behind Steve Ballmer, and I was watching the game. And we've seen Chris Paul. We know what Chris Paul's all about. But what Chris Paul did in that second half, and he literally took over 41 points in Game 6, 0 turnovers. Have you ever seen, Brandon, another player, that type of player in that type of a situation perform at that type of level?
You know what? I've seen players perform at that level in different ways, but I've never seen it in our generation or even like the last generation that a point guard take over like that. I don't think I could say I saw Isaiah Thomas. I don't think I could say I saw Magic Johnson. And I don't even think like Chauncey Billups won his championship in that way. So CP3 definitely dominated. And I'm not the biggest CP3 fan, but I'm willing to admit he's a bona fide Hall of Famer now. regardless if he wins the next chip or not.
No, and that's definitely that we're going to go ahead and talk about our NBA Finals prediction because CP3 might be closer to an NBA championship, a lot closer than people actually think. Because Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't believe in the man. I don't believe in the man, so I would definitely give you my insight on that man. But just knowing what the Clippers went through, what they lost, what we saw it happen, I'm pretty sure, Brandon being an LA Laker fan, being here in Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure you heard a lot of the a lot of the Clipper talk, a lot of chirping throughout the past 2 weeks, ever since the Lakers got eliminated by the Phoenix Suns in the first round. What type of interactions or what type of things that you experienced for 2 weeks? Because these Clipper fans were talking a lot, and they weren't just slightly talking; they were talking a lot. Anything that you went through, Brandon?
Oh, you know what? Not a lot of experiences with Clipper fans talking too much. Honestly, I had that back in the day when CP3 and Blake Clippers were around. But honestly, I think they know their place. Clipper fans know their place now. They know not to talk anymore. They, at least the ones I know, they're real quiet, especially when it's around Game 6, Game 7 in the playoffs. They get really quiet.
No, definitely, because they definitely all of a sudden, I mean, they were talking, especially after Game 5. That Game 5 they had in Phoenix, that everybody technically expected them to kind of fall apart in Phoenix. But Paul George, that's another topic that I do want to talk to you about, because Paul George all of a sudden decides to play one of his biggest games at the moment that everyone expected them to all fall apart. Paul George picked them up in Phoenix and drove them back to LA for Game 6. What we saw in Paul George last year, in his first year with the Clippers, was not the best version of Paul George, which we all thought he was the pandemic P, which he kind of showed a little bit about that while Kawhi Leonard was still healthy, because I personally believe that when Kawhi Leonard's healthy and Paul George is healthy, Paul George is not the Paul George we just saw in the last few weeks. Because Paul George without Kawhi Leonard, it's a different Paul George. What did you get a chance to see, Brandon right there?
I mean, honestly, I respect Paul George more now than ever. I think the guy did show up. He had Kawhi go out. I think having that dynamic of Kawhi going out helps a star like Paul George really do well, have those stats, have the games that he had, take over late in games. Whether it's him missing a free throw or even him making some clutch jumpers, he had that opportunity to win or die. And honestly, he did what he could do. Like, he had a great series on a personal level. I think he had 20 points in each of his playoff games, consecutively. He had some awesome stats for a star player. So he showed what he could do, but he didn't get the job done at the end of the day. No excuses. Kawhi gone or not, he didn't get the job done.
No, yeah, he definitely did not get the job done. As you know, that is something that I was kind of looking at, and I was not surprised. A lot of people thought that, Paul George, the way he's playing, he's going to take him to the chip, maybe not win it all, but he's definitely going to take him there. And CP3 literally put a stop to that. And seeing what CP3, because as I was in the arena that night, and CP3 said, I'm not sure this was on national television at the time when he was being interviewed by Rachel Nichols from ESPN. He said the family out here, he kept pointing at the Clipper fans, because there was a lot of fans that stood after the game ended. He was like, this was my first family. I wanted to do it for these people, but the things did not go the way I expected them to be. I had to leave from this city. Now I'm in Phoenix, and he took down the LA Clippers, a team that he tried to take to this promised land for quite some time. Because like you said, you remember the CP3 and the Blake years from late 2010 till 2017, 2018. He fell for 6-7 years straight here in Los Angeles, and from him to have some success out in Phoenix with DeAndre and Aiden. But what do you think, Brandon? What do you think was the major key point that CP3 has not had the success in his previous 15 years, but in year 16 he found it with DeAndre Aiden and Devin Booker? What do you think the difference was in his 16-year career?
I think the difference is having that pressure off of him. I think he had a lot more pressure in those Clipper days. They were expected to win. They were expected to go far. This Phoenix team didn't make the playoffs last year. This Phoenix team has a young superstar in Devin Booker that hasn't even been in the playoffs. They have the number 1 pick that wasn't Luka, that wasn't Trae Young. So they're a team of a bunch of underdogs, like a bunch of guys that they didn't expect, but they're talented. And I think the difference is having Monty Williams as your coach, like he did back in New Orleans, having that change, also having the comfortability of the coach, having the team around him that's talented as all heck. So, I mean, I think that's the difference at the end of the day. All the pieces fell for CP3 in this year.
No, definitely, because CP3 was just phenomenal what we saw him do this game. And what I think, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my finals prediction right now live on the Fredo Show. And I know, Brandon, I want to go ahead and take your prediction. But right now, I personally think that the Phoenix Suns will win the NBA championship in 5 games. I'm giving Giannis 1 game. I'm giving Giannis game 3. Maybe game 4 because Phoenix is healthy. They're just on a hot run. The run that the Milwaukee Bucks had to get to the NBA Finals was not the best one because Giannis has been hurt over the last 2 games. So I don't think that they are the team this year because if we take an overlook of the whole NBA playoff picture and we look at the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns, we see that the run that the Phoenix Suns had, they were amazing. I mean, they swept the Denver Nuggets 0-4 in the second round in order to get here at this time right now. So CP3 has just been on another level. It's definitely been on another level, and I take the Suns in 5. Brandon, What do you say?
I take the Phoenix Suns, but I take them in game 7. I think it's going to be a much tighter series. The game is going to slow down. The scores are going to be much lower than any other playoff teams this year. I think it's going to be 7-game series. Phoenix Suns.
Wow. And what's the major thing that you think though, Brandon? What is it that you think that why would the series go 7 games? Why would that be?
Just past years, you see the NBA Finals, the game tightens up. The game, you get smaller rotations. You get guys not shooting the 3 early in the games. You get guys really nervous about it. The game's just tense overall, each and every game. And CP3 hasn't been in that situation. Booker hasn't. Aiden hasn't. None of those guys have. And I think like this year, it's going to be really, really tight. It's going to go to 7. And not because the Bucks are going to like be that good. It's just that this game is going to be tight for both teams. There's going to be nerves on both sides.
No, definitely. There will be some nerves on both sides, especially because both of these two teams have just nearly never sniffed an NBA Finals appearance. So we're definitely going to see a lot of nerves out there, maybe a lot of air balls and a lot of Paul George type of performances hitting the side of the backboard, which now every time I see somebody hit the side of the backboard, I'm like, oh, that's a PG shot.
Yep.
That's a PG shot right there.
Yep.
So definitely I'm going to shoot a PG shot right now. I'm going to shoot one to the side of the backboard before we go to a quick commercial break. But Brandon, I do want to go ahead and get your reaction on what the Dodgers situation is. I know you've probably been looking into Trevor Bauer and what's going on right there. And of course, I want to get your reaction. I love to get everyone's opinion on LaMelo Ball because a lot of people have an opinion about him that has changed over the past few years. You know, my first opinion on the kid was 3 years ago, and I went on the hump and I went over it. And I was like, this kid is going to be the next big thing. 2.5 years later, he is the next big thing. He's 19 years old, about to turn 20 next month. He is the Rookie of the Year right now. He is at the top of his game right now. So I love to get everyone's reaction on what LaMelo Ball is and what would he be in the next upcoming year. So Brandon, hold tight real quick. We'll be right back on the quick commercial break. Actually, we do got to show love to our sponsor, Get Lace, laces.com. Use the promo code Fredo, guys, and get 25% off. We'll be right back. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, Brandon Rodriguez here right next to me. We'll be back. And we are back here in Los Angeles, Morris Media Studios. Myself, Fredo Cervantes. And I just want to go ahead and, again, let you guys know, go get your laces, man. You got premium shoes. Every single pair of premium shoes need premium laces, guys. These are amazing laces. Perfect for kids, perfect for ballers, perfect just for style. Especially if we're in Los Angeles, go get your laces at Get Laced getlacedlaces.com. Getlacedlaces.com. Use the promo code Fredo and get 25% off today. Code expires on the 31st of December, which we're only about 4 weeks away to the new year.
Yeah.
So go ahead and pick up your laces. It's a
Yeah. They say it's non-violent, that's what Martin said. But I be on my mouth this by any means necessary. Shout out to everyone looking out for me while I roll my weed and load my weapon on my balcony. Disturbing all my alchemy. It's hard for a black man. It's hard for a black man.
OKF Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Top quality, unique, signature, fresh, trendy. Our shades provide significant UV light protection for eyes, and we have the best customer service around. The freshest and trendiest styles for both men and women. The finest shades to fit your style. OKF Shades is the premier choice for sunglasses. Visit www.okfashades.com. That's OKIYEFA shades.com. Or on IG or Facebook at OKF Shades. Or on Twitter at DJ Ebrog.
Yeah, that's right. I upgraded my lifestyle, and now it's time for you to do the same. Use promo code Fredo, Fredo, and get 15% off today. Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Fredo Cervantes, right here. I got the one and only, the LiAngelo Ball, the championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. And wait a second. Clipper Darryl, where you at, man? I thought you supposed to be me. Weren't you the one talking all this smack all year long that we're gonna have a LiAngelo Ball? LiAngelo Ball my ass, Clipper Darryl. Check this bad boy out. This is number 17th. How many do you have? 0. I hope you can get one and get out of the second round at least. Thank you, Clipper Darryl. That is right. We're back here live on the Fredo Show. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, here on In the Front Row. Make sure if you're watching right now, subscribe to us and hit that subscribe button, or follow us on In the Front Row LA on Periscope and Twitter. And guys, you know, we've been talking a lot of great sports. We've been talking a lot with my guy, Brandon Rodriguez, which he's still here with us. And we will be talking to him about the Dodger situation. Trevor Bauer, did he pitch his last game as a Dodger? According to a source, he did pitch his last game as a Dodger, as he was scheduled to pitch this afternoon in Washington, D.C., but he was pulled by MLB and the Dodgers. So we will be talking to Brandon about that situation as well. Damian Lillard, former Trailblazer, as I can now say, he's a former Trailblazer because he's not going to be a Blazer starting next season. Where will Damian Lillard be? According to a lot of reports out there, he was with LeBron James courtside at the LA Sparks game, which I am going to be talking about that right now with Brandon Rodriguez. Brandon, real quick, I think did I lose? No, you're here, Brandon. Brandon, I got you.
What's up?
Yeah, so did you get a chance to see Damian Lillard and LeBron James shaking hands there at courtside at the LA Sparks game?
Oh, yeah, man. I got hyped when I saw that. You know, LeBron always, like, nothing is a coincidence with LeBron. That dude is the best he's the best player to recruit. He's basically a GM, the GM. You gotta love it, though, as a Laker fan.
No, definitely, because we saw, and I saw personally a lot of it, him not being a Laker beforehand, recruiting a Ray Allen, recruiting Shane Battier, a lot of these other players he'd been doing way when he brought him alongside, you know, bringing Kevin Love, bringing J.R. Smith to Cleveland. We saw a lot of that, and we saw J.R. Smith as a Laker last year. He did get a championship with the Lakers, another one.
Yep.
But do you personally believe, Brandon, do you believe the Lillard to Laker rumor?
I could say I definitely believe it. I'm a biased Laker fan, so I believe a lot of those rumors, but I think this one is pretty legitimate. I think this year it's the right time for Lillard to move on from the Blazers. They treated him really well. They just didn't surround him with the right people. And he knows that now. He's old enough to know that, like, his time is ticking and his Dame time in LA.
No, it's definitely Dame time. in Los Angeles, because the moment I saw that, and this is a very interesting part. I don't know what you think about this, Brandon, but it was very interesting to see that the moment that LeBron James and Damian Lillard were shaking hands at courtside at the LA Sparks game was at the very, very same time that the Clippers were hosting the Suns in Game 6 in the Western Conference Finals at the Staples Center, as the Los Angeles Sparks they played that game at the LA Convention Center. For the people in Los Angeles, they know that the Staples Center and the Convention Center are they're connected to each other. They're within 10 feet walking distance. You cross the street, you're at the Convention Center. You walk the other side of the street, you're at the Staples Center. LeBron James was at the Convention Center. A lot of people seem to believe that LeBron did that on purpose. And he didn't want to show up his face and be courtside at a Clipper home game and prefer to maybe go to a Sparks game, which, we all know LeBron's a very great supporter of the WNBA. Do you believe, Brandon, that maybe LeBron did this on purpose and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go to the Sparks game at the same time that the Clippers are losing in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I think it helps that the WNBA game is getting a lot more exposure and all that. But I think LeBron definitely has his own side, and he might have done that purposely. I definitely believe that.
No, definitely, because I didn't know. I remember I was at the game and I was on Twitter and I saw that, but I thought for a second that was maybe from a previous day, or maybe the Sparks played in the afternoon and I was barely getting the chance to see it. But then later on, I come to find out that it was at the same time as the game was going on, and I was like, "Wow, LeBron, you really made a statement," because you had the wing Wade and you had Damian Lillard as well. A lot of people forgot to mention Anthony Davis was also there at the LA Sparks game. He was also there at the game. So, of course, we know, like I mentioned earlier, shout out to the Profanity Nation podcast, the Space Jam 2 is coming out. Damian Lillard was a big part of Space Jam 2, yes, alongside with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. That chemistry that a lot of people build within a squad like that, when you spend time filming a film like that together, as we will be talking about, some of your film background that you have, Brandon, but being on the set, working with somebody for a few months, as I've been part of a lot of productions, film productions, theater productions, being an actor, being a cast member of a production, you build a certain bond with those people. Having Damian Lillard, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis at the same time last summer, and then now we see this happening. I personally believe Damian Lillard to the Lakers, cash that check in, baby, because he's coming to Los Angeles. And I know I do see a comment down here. It says, you guys don't think Billups being hired will keep Lillard in Portland? No, because Lillard's first choice was Jason Kidd. And after that, Chris Haynes, a reporter from Yahoo Sports and TNT, did come out and say he was unhappy no matter of Billups' situation. So Damian Lillard's not happy, according to Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports. So possibly, I believe, Brandon believes, we will see Damian Lillard in a Laker uniform this upcoming season. Brandon, real quick, talk to me about the Dodgers. Trevor Bauer being in that situation. I know you got a chance to look into it personally. What's your reaction looking into a player, that type of caliber of player, a great all-star, Cy Young Award winner in the year 2020 last year, now being sexually accused of assault?
Yeah, the whole situation's unfortunate, honestly. You hate to hear any situation get to that point. You hate to hear about anybody being accused of sexual assault. Honestly, it's like really early in the process, and from what I'm hearing, some of the details are pretty graphic and really horrific. As the Dodgers, I don't think they should have allowed Trevor Bauer to play anymore. They got to hold back, let Trevor take care of whatever has to take care of, and make sure that the process plays itself out. As a MLB team, you have to be responsible, and you have to take those accusations seriously. Regardless, if we lose some games, obviously Trevor Bauer is playing tremendously this year. He's pitching great, but you have to be above the game at some point. And I think in this situation, he shouldn't play. And the Dodgers might have to take some L's in the process, but that's a that's a smaller scope of the big picture.
Yeah, you know, I personally thought that, you know, it's wrong for those accusations to be going on out there, but according to him and his team and his defense team, according to them, they have all the legal work that protects them from anything that they say that this is all BS, that this is all covered, this is all her going the extra mile. Apparently, everything they got it all documented and whatnot. So that's the reason why Major League Baseball and especially the Dodgers took their time to kind of pull him off, because it took 2 days or so for the Dodgers and Major League Baseball to be like, you know what, I think we got to pull him off until we do some more deeper investigation, which is totally the right move. But of course, when someone believes that they didn't do wrong, which I don't want to say that he didn't do anything wrong, but it seems like his defense team is saying that he did not do anything wrong according to the proof that they got. I believe, well, then let the man pitch, you know. But if they just want to take it, you know, and be very cautious about this situation, because yeah, definitely whenever you deal with any sexual assault situation like this, you're really gonna have to look into it and you know, dig, because you don't want to let anything get away. Especially, you know, the Dodgers have had another situation like that with Julio Urias, who Julio's pitching terrific. You know, he's an amazing guy. Real quick, that I mentioned his name. What have you thought about Julio Urias, the way he's pitching?
Honestly, I loved seeing this guy mature. I love that he got the opportunity to pitch in a high level in the playoffs last year. I was a little bummed in the years past that he didn't get the opportunities from Dave Roberts, because they were trying to protect him, protect his arm, protect him at his health. And I'm glad that it was worth it. Honestly, like Dave Roberts gets a lot of flack for making those kind of decisions or making decisions. But this was one decision that I really like turned around on. And you know what? We got that chip. He played well. I can't complain. I mean, at this point, it's all gravy.
Yeah. And so one thing I do want to move on from Major League Baseball, I want to touch base on one of the last sports topics with you right here, which is one of the major stories. And I did mention to you right now with Damian Lillard, you know, possibly heading to the Lakers, all that. Do you possibly, at the end of the day, I know you mentioned as a Laker fan, you want to believe everything out there that's like, hey, so-and-so to the Lakers. Do you possibly believe at the end of the day, you'll see a combination of Lillard, Davis, and LeBron in LA?
I truly believe it's a possibility. At this point, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what pieces need to get in place. I trust LeBron. I trust Rich Paul. I trust Rob Pelinka to get it done. I don't know how it's going to get done. I can't tell you the numbers. I can't tell you who's going to re-sign or sign and trade or what, but I know it's going to get done.
And another thing that definitely will get done is Lonzo Ball, LiAngelo Ball to the Charlotte Hornets. Did you get a chance to look into the Charlotte Hornets over the last year, the terrific season that the young phenom LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year, did have with the Hornets, especially, you know, after he missed about 30 games. He missed almost 30 games, still won the NBA Rookie of the Year over Anthony Edwards, the number 1 overall pick with the Minnesota Timberwolves. What did you get a chance to see on LaMelo Ball, and do you believe that LiAngelo and Lonzo Ball might be joining LaMelo in Charlotte?
I watched more Hornets games this past year than I have in about 20 years. So honestly, Melo was doing his thing, and I was really skeptical about him once he left high school. He started playing overseas. He started doing this and this, and I was a little worried. I was a little worried about that maturity and his game developing. He proved me wrong 100%. And I'm a big fan of his game right now. I think he's turning into that same kind of Luka player. And the more he matures, like, it's going to be scary. He's going to be a multi-all-star MVP candidate. And I didn't think I would be saying this a year ago now. But he changed my mind, honestly. And about the LiAngelo Ball Lonzo connection, if whoever's making the decisions, if that's Jordan, he's got to make that happen. You got to get that. You got to get the marketing in Charlotte. Charlotte's such a small town compared to like the LA, the New Yorks. You got to make those decisions, even if it doesn't make basketball sense. But I think it does make basketball sense. Lonzo Ball is shooting 40% from 3 or something like that this past year.
It's about 39%. Yeah, 39% from three.
And he's an elite defender. I don't see why you wouldn't want to sign Lonzo Ball. And at that point, once you get Lonzo, why not have your 15th man be LiAngelo? I don't see why you wouldn't do that.
Right. Because honestly, you know, I've got a chance to meet the family, and I got a chance to talk to a lot of the members and kind of ask them, because at the end of the day, when you see 3 of your grandsons, 3 of your cousins, 3 of your brothers, and 3 of your sons, and you know, when I ask them all, at the end of the day, they all tell me, yeah, he's good, but Jello's still the best one. Everyone tells me that, hey, Jello's the best one. And it's like, even LaMelo himself told me, hey, you know, I'm good. I do a lot of good things, but Jello's the best shooter out of me and Lonzo. It's like Jello is definitely the best shooter. And I've seen Jello throw some games out there, 70-point games, 60-point games, 50-point games, that a lot of people don't want to give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, Brandon, you play ball. You know that at the end of the day, if you can't personally put that ball in the hoop, no matter where it's at, no matter if it's at a high school gym, at a college gym, or at a local park down the street, if you can put the ball in that rim, you're good to go. And LiAngelo seems to be the sharp shooter that a lot of people have not gotten a chance to see. But the way LaMelo got the city of Charlotte going, the way that Lonzo put together, like you mentioned, one of the great defenders out there. And you know, we all saw Magic Johnson talk highly of Lonzo Ball about 2 months ago when he personally went, I believe it was our First Take on ESPN. He went on ESPN and he said Lonzo got the best IQ anybody in the league. And even Stephen A. Smith was like, do you know Chris Paul's in the league? Do you know Damian Lillard's in the league? Do you know so-and-so's in the league? It's like, but Magic saw something in Lonzo that is like, Lonzo makes it look easy at times, and especially to Zion. Zion had it pretty easy at whatnot in his first year out there. But at the end of the day, Brandon, I know, like you made a key point and an interesting point that marketing-wise, Jordan, you know all about marketing. Back in the 90s, Jordan, you said Republicans also buy sneakers. So guess what? All of the Ball family also watches your games. So remember that, Michael Jordan. You said Republicans buy sneakers. So everyone is going to watch the Hornets if you say LiAngelo and Lonzo Ball to the Charlotte Hornets, because your numbers, your revenue is going to go up the roof. So Brandon, before I let everyone go here and yourself go, I appreciate your time that you've given us here live on the Fredo Show. Of course, we do have a couple people out here dropping in some stuff. I get LiAngelo definitely has the most to prove, biggest chip on his shoulder. So we'll see what he does with the right opportunity. And as PG watching the Balls play, they play the PG position they way supposed to play. So IQ is definitely very high. Yes, for point guards, is definitely, you got to have definitely high IQ. And this is where I'm going to test your IQ right now, Brandon. I'm going to definitely test your IQ right here.
2020.
Yeah, it is 2020. So definitely going to test it out here for you. But Brandon, I want to see what you talked a little bit about before we let everybody go is your personal life, your personal career, on what you're chasing out there. You just mentioned to me a few years ago you attended the Los Angeles Film School here in Los Angeles in Hollywood. You know, you went into film production. You did some of the writings part as well. Talk to me a little bit about what your experience was at the LA Film School and what you look forward to doing in the upcoming years.
Yeah. Honestly, I went in with almost like a small amount of knowledge. I knew what I wanted to do for years, and I kind of finally took the leap into 2017 to go to film school and try to make this a career. Basically, I want to do writing and directing. I want to kind of make my way through the short films and the independent films route, and kind of just work up from there. I've met a lot of people on my journey. I've met a lot of people from that school and the surrounding.
Oh, wow. I think we definitely just lost them as I'm looking at my screen right now here on my screen. And we definitely just lost Brandon. Maybe his phone died. Maybe it died. But, you know, like, as I just want to continue this conversation. Oh, wait, he's back on here. He's coming on. I see the stream coming on. Brandon, you're live?
Ooh, Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. I just heard some fireworks outside, and then my thing shut down. So
I
sorry
hear
about
him out here too, man. So I'm gonna definitely let you go very soon to go enjoy some of that time. But right where you left off, your experience going into the LA Film School.
Yeah. I obviously met a lot of people. When you're in LA, you meet a lot of people from outside the state. You really open your mind, expand your mind creatively. And what I'm hoping to do is kind of do that, pursue this career, make some movies, make some stuff, be a storyteller and write stories that only I could write,
Right. And that's something special that a lot of people have, that is like you can create something that is going to open a lot of people's eyes, which is something that I did a few years ago. As I did attend East Los Angeles College in 2010, about 11 years ago. It's been quite some time now, but I did go, got my associates in theater and performance arts. I did, minor in playwriting as well, which that was my number one key thing. I love writing. I love writing about sports, about movies, scripts, and whatnot. So I definitely got a lot in the works. I've been producing a lot of my work over the past few years. I kind of got out of the acting lane, the writing lane over the past few years. But I'm getting back into the groove. And I did mention to you as well, as I did, look into it. Also attending the same school a few years ago, but just scheduling wise did not fit the schedule. What do you have to tell the people out there? If you were pitching for the LA Film School, for people out there who are thinking about going or maybe don't know what to do, what does the LA Film School provide for anybody out there?
Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna be completely transparent with this. Is all the information I learned there at the film school, you can get on the internet for free. You're gonna pay a high tuition, but what you're paying for is the experience and the people that you meet. A lot of the instructors there were in films. One of my instructors produced the movie Zombieland and Zombieland 2. One of my instructors produced the movie Coraline. You get firsthand stories from them about being on set, about being in the industry, and that's something you can't really mimic or you can't get anywhere else.
No, definitely, because I definitely experienced some of that as well, because a lot of my instructors, a lot of my directors and producers that I work with, they were all UCLA alumni. They were all from UCLA. You got a voice teacher from UCLA, got an acting coach from UCLA, got a writing teacher from UCLA. And I learned everything from UCLA alumni who they all attended, and they're all instructors currently right now still at East Los Angeles College. And that's where I learned a lot of my work. And a lot of these great people, shout out to Ronnie Lloyd Scott, UCLA, great acting coach from UCLA, Ronnie Lloyd Scott, straight out of Compton, Vanessa Mazzone from New Jersey, great vocal coach from UCLA. Another guy, Dan Kelleher, a great playwriting coach from UCLA, also at East Los Angeles College. So, definitely a lot of these key things, like you said, that it's not about what you learn, but it's about the people you meet. Because it's honestly all about that, because you go somewhere and you meet these people and it's like, wow, you actually produce this. Oh, wow, you work with this people. Oh, wow, this is your client. It's like, man, you're shaking elbows with these people. You're interacting with these people. And it's like, they're on the biggest stage of all, where you at the end of the day might want to be. And Brandon, last thing I want to get from you, at the end of the day, in 10 years from now, where do you want to be, or where do you see yourself in 10 years from now, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm always thinking about the future, and I'm thinking about like my goals for the next 10 to 15 years. And what I want to do is be producing and directing feature films, specifically of the sci-fi genre. That's been my dream. That's been something that's in the back of my mind at all times, no matter what I'm doing. I could be on this show, I could be at work, I could be doing my day job, but I'm always going to have that goal in mind, and I'm always going to be pursuing it, whether people see it or not.
Right, because a lot of people don't see the work that every individual puts out there, because a lot of people see the things that you put out there, but nobody sees the things that you don't put out there and the things that you do on the grind in order to do what you do on a daily basis. So Brandon Rodriguez, man, I appreciate the time you've given me here live on the Fredo Show, man. We definitely will stay in touch because of everything you got going on, man. It just seems that a lot of things that I got going on, a lot of my resources I definitely think we got a great future together in the long run. We can put things together. Be a great basketball insight coming on here live on the Fredo Show, man. Last thing, anything that we maybe didn't touch on, Brandon? What do you have to say? Anything that we didn't touch on?
I appreciate you having me. This is an awesome show. I've dropped in a couple of times, so I think you're doing great. I think all the people that are listening to you, and they're really getting some value out of your content. So thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem, Brandon. I appreciate you, man. And let's keep this relationship going, man, because I know we've known each other for quite some time, over 15 years now. And 15 years later, you're here live on the Fredo Show, man. And I know this show will be a lot further where we expect this to be towards the end of the year. So, Brandon, thank you again for coming on. Brandon, let the people know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter, man, so they can go ahead and get some feedback from you.
Yeah, I'm mainly on my Twitter or on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me on there, it's Brandon321B. That's Brandon321 and then the B. So, yeah, I mean, I usually post some hot takes. I usually follow some of the playoff games, whatever sports there, like if you're interested. And then I'm always up to date on the latest films. I always give my reviews on those too. So depending on what genre, I'm always into sci-fi. So thank you.
All right, definitely. Because hey, man, Brandon, I got a good sci-fi script that I worked on for like 6 years already. I finished it like 2 years ago. I haven't got into it. I got a great site, so I might send that over to you. You read it along. Let me know what you think, because I definitely got a couple people. Because I'm trying to get back into business now that the pandemic is over. We're all free. We can all go out and do some things now and interact with some people. So definitely, me and you got to touch base very, very soon. All right, Brandon. So I appreciate you, man, for coming on the show here. Definitely, everyone, go ahead and follow Brandon Rodriguez on his Instagram and Twitter, guys. Show him some love, because I definitely will be showing some love to this man in the upcoming few years here. So, Brandon, we'll see you very soon. All right, we'll have you definitely back on the show. We'll have you back on the show soon. All right, Brandon.
Yeah, anytime you need me, man. Got you.
All right, Brandon. You have yourself a good one, man. We'll be in touch.
All right, man.
All right, so that was Brandon Rodriguez, guys. That was Brandon Rodriguez. I've known the man from when we were in middle school. And now 15, 16 years later, he's here on the show talking to sports with myself. He got his amazing career going on. I got my things going on. So we're definitely going to be staying in touch. And hopefully we get something put together for you guys. But I do want to let you guys go. It's 8:59 here in Los Angeles. We're 11:59 in the East Coast. So a lot of people right now, it's midnight in the East Coast, in Washington, D.C., Florida, New York, wherever you're watching right now. I appreciate everybody always watching in and tuning in from all over the world, as we've always have a lot of great supporters from the UK and Ukraine as well. I did get somebody from Ukraine and from Paris and New England as well. So I appreciate everybody always watching, and stay tuned. The Fredo Show will have a very great exclusive next week. I will have more LeVar Ball, more LaMelo Ball, more Nick Young, Montrezl Harrell live from the Drew League next Sunday here live on the Fredo Show. Anybody have a question? You have any concerns, any comments? Don't hold back. Go on my Twitter, go on my Instagram at Fredo Cervantes, FREDOCERVANTES, and follow me. Tell me what you believe and what you think, because I normally get a lot of this hate mail, a lot of fun mail, as I like to sit back at times and just laugh about it, because some of you guys are crazy. Some of you guys are crazy. The other person that's not crazy is myself. So I'm going to go ahead and send you guys out, and I'm going to see you guys next week, live from the Fredo Show in Los Angeles. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, here on In the Front Row, where we bring you the best view in sports.
Thank you. Subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe, guys, right now. Do it right now. Click it.
In the front row. Click subscribe.
Right now, like
we're at 96 and we're at 1,000.
Literally, like right there. There it is. Click it right now, guys.
We're getting there. Go subscribe.
Click it right now. Click. Click
Fredo and I debate.
Right
You don't
now,
want to miss
subscribe.
that.
Yeah,
Like-
subscribe right now, guys. Subscribe. Do it.
We'll see you next week at 7:30, guys. Till next time.
VIP courtside, ay, it's going down. Everybody so hype. High school to the pros. Now we in the front row. Hey, hey, thank you for tuning in to the show. Ay.